Hello guys. Hi. Anna here, Heart of Magic Guaranty. And it's our Sunday live Q&A where you're able to ask me anything, any question, no taboo questions, remember? Sorry for delay. My Ukrainian nature probably start to come back. No, actually, I was worried a little bit. I don't know why today. Maybe you will ask me some provocative questions. I don't know. I trust my intuition. So, how are you today? Just before I start live stream, in my memory came up the song. Remember Maroon 5, the song Sunday morning. And yeah, so everyone. The only difference, we now in Mexico and there is no rain. Even if it's falling, like yesterday, it's crazy hot, And it's become like, for the first in my life, living here in Mexico, I start to get a, experience what is crazy hot. Because Joe was right. I probably, was so much evolved a lot to stay in Mexico because I didn't know really how hot it will be in summer. Like, I want to extend the summer, but yeah. Okay, while you coming up, please be active, ask your questions. Yeah, I would just to ask you guys to subscribe to our channel to be able to see all our upcoming videos. Please write in comments below this video the topic you want us to do videos about, what you worry about, or some you need clarification with. Yeah, and today we will talk about situation with not rain there. It's hot there. It's humid, yeah. And rain was, but 1 month ago when it was rain, it was like cold. But now rain, you see, you want to open window, you open and it's very humid and not cold. Hot. Good morning. Yeah, so very different. Yeah, from Ukrainian climate, definitely tropical. Привет, Manny. So, yeah, we qualified. We just got our passports back, but due to some personal reasons, we decided to stay a little bit longer in Mexico. Uh, Hopefully, we stay here to realize our dream, and you will find out if it will happen successfully or later. And yeah, we'll just reschedule our coming to Canada a little bit for autumn. So like this. Yeah. Did it only take? Did it only take 2 weeks, like they say? Um. mm, yeah. Actually, we was approved really quickly. I think even less than 2 weeks. But the process of how quickly you can deliver your passports to the place where they will put stamp, yeah, it's different. From if you in Europe, everything close and you have many options where you can bring your passport. But here in Mexico, we live in Cancun, and our passports we needed to send to Mexico City, and it's like if by car you go 23 hours, but I send by FedEx. So, and then when they was doing. I don't know, like I saw in system that our passports was delivered, shipped there, they got it, and then nothing, like we don't hear nothing back, and we was like, worry, where is our passports? And then I got notification in my electronic um, uh, like work area where I applied, I got notification that finally children was approved. So even when you ship, you need additional approval. So, and after I got this notification, in few days, passports come back to us. So it's like two stages of approval. First electronic, but then when you send all documents, they go again through, your passport. They check everything, physically, and give you second approval. So it's like that. But yeah, it's amazingly fast. That's and we also have client who applied for sponsorship for one of our lady and to in America, yeah, and he got approval as a sponsor, like I don't know, in several days, and then she was approved as the person who is going to sponsorship, like in 5 days. So yeah, I read in forums it's like from 5 to 8 days, but yeah, we saw that when he started, he was like, okay, we will see. Really, it's 5 8 days. Yeah, it was pretty quick. So uh, in Scandinavia, yeah, sounds strange. Bureaucratic week usually, but uh, yeah, it works easily. Yeah, I mean, in our personal case, children don't need biometrics. It's what also make process a little bit longer. You need to go to pass biometrics, because I had already Canadian visa, so and children don't need. So I just apply with already biometric material, but it's something that adds a little bit to process, but it's still very pretty easy. And I can see that I can see that this situation with so quickly process make dreams of many guys, being married to Slavic beauty, make it so real, so easy. Everything can happen so quickly that it really makes guys freaking out. You know? It's like it's a real deal. Everything can be accomplished so quickly. um, I mean, it doesn't mean that you have to be in a hurry to marry a woman, right? But you can start real relationship, not distance, normal relationship with the with the lady of your interest, of your choice in your country. You just date her, organically develop relationship, and they see, from one side it's a great opportunity. From other side, that this fear of success, it's like crazy big, and guys need to deal with this, to, and I honestly think it's a great opportunity for guys who had this dream, and now it's a very good time to realize this. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't in this situation when I had to date my potential life partner for 3 years in distance, but I can imagine it's quite challenging, for relationship. And um, we see now couples who was yeah, um, who was together, our couples, yeah, I think already for 3 years. And now he applied for sponsorship. And finally, woman come, because now it's super easy. But before it was long wait until you've been approved by K1 visa program. And coronavirus makes this line extend to some not normal timing. It's crazy. It was very challenging for relationship as well. So for action takers, it's really great opportunity. Um, so Uh, yeah, I see on the biometrics, yes, we would need to make the appointment on embassy to get photos fingerprint done. She does not have a visa Canada. Yeah, this is a normal part of the process, but everything, I say, they're very open to help and very understanding. Um, yeah, so it's really uh, like enjoyable, and easy process now. Yeah, nothing complicated. I remember when we applied for my visa in normal time, just for tourist visa. Oh my God. If we hire the company who will help us, we applied 100 documents with 120 pages, to documents of different documents um, to present myself as a woman who, you know, who is deserved to get a Canadian visa. It was really, oh my God, like, I understand if you wouldn't hire this company, I would fail, I would get rejected, how difficult it was. And there was a financial proof. There was like so many, even relationship. Our relationship, we attach a bunch of photos to prove that it's not fake. Our relationship, real. So it was in different time, many different photos. Oh, and now I see how easy it's just, you just register and do it, and they're like, wow, wow. At the same time, I understand Ukrainian people who, they say, um, like now we feel that all world open door for us, but like many people, they just feel they don't want to go. Many people realize how much they love, their country, and the reason why they go is just because they, for their future, for men with whom they see potential, but on their own, it's just not enjoyable for them. Yeah. uh, is any Ukrainian girl like Asian man? Mm, I would say that it's I did a lot of videos about this topic. Uh, like, Ukrainian culture and people, it's like one nation. We're not multicultural nation, and like Canada, where you can see a lot of different nations together. So that's why it's like, Ukrainian people, girls, they cautious about what they not used to see, or not, they don't know them a lot, Asian men, and that's why they kind of more closed, for to start a relationship with Asian men than men who looks the same, like have European looks, because they like, let's say how it is. Yeah, European culture much closer to Ukrainian culture, and plus also very close to Ukraine, easy to, come back again and again to Ukraine. And then more further we go from Ukraine, it's very different mentality, it's very different lifestyle, countries, everything. And of course, women, prefer to have at least some commonality, with her culture. So Asia, it's something, it's like other planet, it's very far away from what she used to. That's why with Asian men, we have a much higher rejection rate. I interview young, very smart Asian man who lives in USA, and his rejection rate was he got 1 yes from 10 ladies he chose, but he chose very like top beautiful ladies. That's also. So I think it depends also on on the beauty of the lady you choose, because the more she's beautiful, the more choices she has, and the more like picky and demanding she is. It's the reality, so it's also about your your taste. If you're attracted to top beauty, see, it will be a very difficult journey for you. But if you have average expectation, then it's more realistic. Thank you for your question. I'm in USA, but close to the border with Canada. The Canadian program is much more generous, allow for travel, like you're in Mexico, and USA, nothing for people, more difficult. I see, but like as our client said, he said it's kind of complicated, but if you know what to do, and he has team, and he say he's done everything quickly and was approved very quickly. Yeah. Yeah, so it's possible too. But I always say the guys that you need before you will do program sponsorship, from America for the lady, you need to go to Europe to meet her, to establish your, I want to say physical relationship, but I just I'm not sure you will understand me right. That's why. Not a physical relationship. I mean, meet her physically, to see if you have interest to each other, because real meeting it's very different than what you can experience in distance. And I just don't advise guys, miss this step of just doing, talking to her on the phone or video calls, and then making her sponsorship and meet her for the first time in America or Canada. Don't do this, guys. No, first you go there. First you talk, you see that you have connection, interest to develop relationship, then you fly. And we have now quite a big clients who, one client, he's flying now to Sofia, to Bulgaria, to meet his lady. Another client, he's actually flying to Kyiv, imagine, to meet his lady. And yeah, she was waiting him maybe for already 1 year, and he understands he will burn the bridge if he will not do this now. So and another client, he's flying to Poland, and and somebody else in Germany. Yeah, so it's like, it's possible. It just, ladies, they normally, even if ladies stay in Ukraine, for example, she's from the west of Ukraine, you can still make arrangement to meet her for example, Poland, because it's close, and she will be open. And as our matchmaker said, our ladies also become more down to earth. I don't know what she means by that, because I see still, like, our it's not like down to earth, but they excited now especially when they see the man whom they like. They much more become more emotional in expressing their feelings, and happiness about that. The man whom they like from their portfolio, express the interest. They become like, oh wow, yeah, I like him. When we'll have call, like this. So it's interesting. I was rejected. What do you mean, the guy next door? Can you explain for being white? You mean she want Asian man or what? I mean, there is always. I just think for guys, like for example, we don't take guys whom we don't believe, as a client whom we don't believe we are able to help, and it can be, I don't know, personal features of character, or like, when we see his, tattoo, chick chick, or it can be when we know that he's not realistic in his expectations. He wants a 30 years age gap, and he's not. He don't change his. What's the purpose for us to send his profile to the lady? Lady will be just looking at us like what. Why we send them grandfather? So it will be 0 yes, so wasting of time, and then not understanding looks from ladies on us. What's the purpose? So and unfortunately, the most difficult case for us is to help. I don't know how to say it right, so you will not, when men have dark skin, dark skin, not like Mexican or like super dark, black. It's not offended. I don't want to offend it, but I just tell the reality how it is. We cannot help. But these guys, they can be successful with Ukrainian ladies, but it's very, very a very small number of those ladies who open for this marriage. You just need to come to Ukraine and try to meet the lady there on the street that she will like how you looks and then would be open to know your personality. But through us, we was trying to do our best, and we see that it's just almost impossible. So yeah, it's hard to deliver these messages. And when I start work for Magic, when I become part of Magic Guarantee team, I was like, how it's possible? No, we cannot discriminate nobody. We have to, we have to help everybody, like this. And but then with experience, I see it's not like we don't want to work. I see the lady's reaction, and we see that nobody responds positive. So we cannot push lady to meet specific man. It's her life choice. We don't do this. It's a in scam agency, they will meet with you. Doesn't matter you like 30 years older, or doesn't matter what how you look, or nothing important, because it doesn't matter whom to scam. But when we talk about sincere ladies who wants to create a family, they don't go on a date with other reason. Only if she see possible, you're a possible husband of her, then she will go on a date with you. And we cannot do nothing with this. So, we can introduce and just wait for a response. And unfortunately, having big desire to help everybody, we face that we cannot, and it's not depends on us, But as I said, I don't want to say it's not realistic. No, it's realistic, but not through us. But it's realistic if you will come to Ukraine and just make it happen there. Yeah. The more open to Asians live in the Western countries. They don't want to downgrade by moving to Asia and Africa. Yes, it's true, the guy next door. It's not only about downgrade, but it's a big thing too. Yes, because, now Ukrainian people, when they start to, because of war, start to travel in Europe, they start to see, oh, Ukraine, it's not like third world country as, you can perceive it. Maybe from the news, it's very high development IT country. We have so many things. We experience so many, like our post, for example, very cheap and very quickly delivery next day. Everything. Our we have app in which we have like everything information, our driver license, our inner passport, our passport for international travels, our taxes, everything in one. You can check all the certification. We don't need to bring a bunch of documents with us. Everything there, and it's this project being developed, and many different things, and yeah, like she don't want to move in a country where, let's say, economic or development less. I don't know, simple things like Apple Pay. Here in Mexico, I cannot even, almost they don't know what is Apple Pay. And we in Ukraine, everywhere, even small shop, everywhere has Apple Pay. It's like, it doesn't mean that it will be the main factor, but because we have a lady who was quite a bit long with us, and then she met her man, and it's her dream, as she said, and then she actually moved to Africa, I mentioned, but he's a successful entrepreneur there, and the lifestyle of him, very, very good, and she had good life in Ukraine. She has a great career. She was auditioning companies, and so it's complicated about downgrade, but generally speaking, yes, she wants to move to at least a country that not less developed than Ukraine, but also Asian people who live in the Western culture, they have Western mindset, especially if they live there for a long time. It's very different way of how they think, and it's something that he can be aware of, because a lot of our ladies, they open for international marriage because they well traveled. They have a lot of, like, I know quite a bit ladies who with us, they was in Australia, they was in America, in Canada, they saw all of that, and they just realized they're more open, they more understand Western man and want to be with him than with Ukrainian man. It's her personal choice. She say, I'm like more Western mindset now have, and it's more attractable for me. International marriage plus good language, good English, very good, like fluent English. And when she is like 30 plus, it's hard to find so developed Ukrainian man, because normally they already caught for good marriages. So that's why they become more open for. And yeah, what I mean by mindset, Asian man who lives in a Western culture, he sucks this culture, this mindset, and the way how he thinks, do things, live, and yeah. So I agree with you. Thank you for your comment. Mm-hmm. It's even worse trying to date during wartime. Really? Why it's worse? No, it depends on how you date, Dennis. If you date lady for, I don't know, just on paper letter website, of course it's worse, because now she wrote you, I'm in a bomb shelter, please send me money for evacuation, but I just don't want what I have to deliver you truth. You're not in a relationship with a woman, you're just talking to some man translator who's making money in his job, unfortunately, and yeah, it's nothing. There is nothing about you being in a relationship with Ukrainian woman. Okay, let's start from here, and yeah, I'm just. You can openly say why you think it's now during war is bad. I see, talking to our ladies who lose their daily routine, move now to a new country, they open to to establish new life, and they open to do that with a man of her dream, and she was forced to go out from Ukraine, and now you can meet her in a safe area in Europe, and she's anyway in the process of setting up her new life, and if she see out there great men to do this together, she and plus she can quickly move. As I say, there is so many opportunities for Ukrainian women now to move everywhere, like in Australia. Oh yeah, our another client, he already, that's what I'm saying, like they was just introduced in December to each other. They start communication, and when war started in 24th of February, next month, in March, he already was in Poland meeting her, and now they're already in Australia, and that's what Ukrainian lady appreciate about men, and those men can be successful. It's when man action taker, when he is not just in distance expressing her support or worries about her, but he do actions to help her, I see that some guys who was in the same condition, who was introduced even earlier in September, was talking for half a year to a lady. They was even, in love with her, as they say. And then when war started, they didn't do any action. They was continued talking in distance. And where I guess it leads them? To breakups. Lady break up because she said, I don't feel any support from his side. I don't see any action he's doing, It's like, for how many years I will continue to talk to him, with no possibility, with no understanding when I will meet him. If not now, when it will happen. Okay, I thought you got my idea. Now you need to act quickly. If you're being introduced and you like lady, it's not time for this thing for 1 year. I guess my last wish is to travel back to see elderly parents, and USA program doesn't allow. Canadian program allows. Ukraine is a poor country. It's a question. It's good. You need to come to Ukraine. I guess you was not there ever. First time when I traveled to Sweden in 2008. Yeah, I remember my first, I thought, okay, I go to Europe. Probably it's a lot of rich people there, and I come. It was beautiful parks, views. I like very friendly people, and everything green. And I was in Stockholm. It was like really good impression. I love this country. Love people and Stockholm personally. I mean, personally, Stockholm, a personal relationship with Stockholm. Okay, sorry for my English, but I was the only one thing that didn't match with my expectation, that I didn't see so many expensive cars as in Ukraine on the road. I was like, where people hide their, expensive cars, or why in Ukraine I see more Porsche Cayenne and all that stuff, that time was very popular. I don't know, in summer it's a lot of cabriolets, different, very, very expensive cars. And especially in Kiev, in center, it was slow, and there was something didn't match. And somebody explained me it's true, that in Sweden, in Europe culture, more people buy a car that match their level of income or something like this. In Ukraine, before crisis that happened 2008, people was able to buy cars. I mean, if man just love car, and he cannot afford this, according to his income, but he can buy it in a loan, so he he did this. Even he have a hard time to buy gas for it, but he still used it. He was like, you know. But then when in 2008 financial crisis happened in Ukraine, it's stopped these things. But still, a lot of politicians and not only, but yeah, there is still. So I cannot say it's a country. It's not like I cannot say it's a poor country, but we don't have much of middle class. We have or very very rich people, or like very poor. If you go down to the villages, you see how people live in the small towns and villages. It's yes, it's poor life, I can say. But if you go to cosmopolitan big city, there is much more opportunities for work, and it's where young people go, and for building career, and you can yeah, it's where middle class, let's say, exists in the big cities, because there is much more opportunities for better job. And IT guys, oh my God, we have like such a big brain in Ukraine. It's a lot of guys who working, yeah, can be in distance for Western companies, but live in Ukraine. So they spend their money in Ukraine, so they have very good lifestyle, upper middle class, yeah. So it's a, it's a contrast of everything mixed. Yeah, but definitely not poor country, like, I don't know, just, yeah. Even I can tell our clients, they say, oh, like, I don't know, from like 5 ladies I've dated with you, 4 of them make the same money, like in if you take not amount, but how much you can buy things, in Ukraine, compare to if you will buy the same number of things in Canada, it will be like, for example, 2 times, yeah. So in compare of buying ability, how much you can buy. So our clients say, oh, your 4 of your ladies, they make the same amount what I make in Canada. Yeah, he makes the number more, but everything more expensive. Like he makes, for example, 2 times, 2.5 times more, but in reality, what lifestyle she can afford with this number in Ukraine, it's the same what he can afford there, having his salary. So yeah, ladies who speak good English in Ukraine, working for international companies, where you in touch with suppliers, with I don't know, especially if you work in areas of some like alternative power, or these things, it's like in new areas which under investment, and ladies who work in these things, they working with the outside market, they had very good salaries in Ukraine. Okay, if they have what they tend to pay matchmaking, then he is not poor at all. Many women go for the man's stability according to Joe, so why the discrimination? Stability. So it's discrimination that the woman wants stability. Yeah, I don't know where is discrimination. I think this when I see interviews with Ukrainian men, yeah, and they say let's say why they being interviewed, because they can be famous or sportsmen, or like not necessarily super famous, yeah, but in Ukraine they can be famous. So they be an interview, and interviewer asks how things in the family, yeah, and woman can be also famous or whatever, and who is paying for what, and men always say, like, there's no question, you know, I pay the bills, I pay, you know, it's like the money she makes it for her enjoyment, you know, it's like I wouldn't be happy with myself if my woman would pay for, you know, for basic needs, you know, for what family need, you know. It's my manhood, it's my masculine, it's like the way how I can, I like he's happy with his position, and if he's happy to be that provider of safety and security for his woman, and it's not something, how you say here, he doesn't feel his discrimination, you know, in this area, like, oh, we have to share 50-50. No, if he would like, okay, my brother said, my wife will make more money than me, I will be, you know, I don't know, I will not be attracted to her. Imagine. Just because men want to feel that it's a very traditional families. That's it's everything about traditionalism. So if you're not okay with this, you feel discrimination, then maybe Slavic woman just not for you. You know, it's a very different story from Western world where you pay together the bills. You know, or okay. Uh, yeah, but it's not about paying the bill, right? It's about attitude woman to you. Yeah, it's like when she perceives you as a leader, when you have right, when you have final words in the family, you know, everything discussed. Okay, it's not like super like in the East, you know, where men, you know. So it's a model where it's between Western and East, and we actually situated between, where everything balanced, you know. So it's about partnership in a family, and it doesn't mean that woman doesn't work. No, you know, couple can have you know, dream together, and you know, it's just about woman being smart with the money, right? Um, everything, you know, doing together, but um, it's man who is happy to be a leader of the family. Let's like say it this way. But a woman not feels like she doesn't have any rights in the family. No, it's just equal partners who. But man happy to be man with his quality, woman happy to be flexible, soft, feminine energy, and you know, using her woman's nature and bringing to the table as a woman what she needs to, you know, her care and love, and you know, her responsibilities as a woman being in a family, not when man doesn't expect her, you know, if you want more money, okay, go and you know, make it. No, no, she's happy with the, you know, with the like we say, a good housewife. She will be, you know, very mature with all expenses, and it's question not about how much you make, but how you spend this money, you know. And it's maybe from Soviet Union time when everything was so limited, it still land on people, in their subconscious memory that, you know, people very wise with money, you know. And I can say that I do believe that in Ukraine much more savers, even with the, you know, not so good economy, people are able to buy everything needed and then make some savings, and yeah, it's just, yeah, it's a um, part of culture. Yeah. I've been there several times, but my lady needs to be able to go home sometimes to help elderly parents if they get sick and Canadian. Mhm. Okay, I was rejected by girls because I was not Asian. She said she likes men above who are Asian. You see, so uh, so it's not necessarily yeah, the case, but I saw video in YouTube where, yeah, several girls was interviewed. They like Asian men. It's a younger generation, like girls was, I think, 22, 23 year. But if you talk about like ladies older, like 30 plus, 40, it's a little bit different story. Uh, yeah, it doesn't mean that something, uh, not achievable. Yeah. But if you talk about majority cases, it's what I described earlier. Yeah. It's like she had zero interest to even to get to know me. She was too obsessed with her preferences, but I respect her and let her go. It's like sometimes guy call us and say, "Listen, I'm attracted only to red hair girl. Will I be successful with you?" So there is guys also who can be obsessed with their preferences, and we don't take these clients because we you know what we not feel that we can help them. It's mm, if girl will change her color, then maybe he will to red, and if she all of a sudden will become brunette, then he's not attracted to her anymore. Okay, so yeah, there is many crazy things out there. um, oh, guys, you start to talk a lot. I just lost where I was. Uh, Christian sessions, probably. You can chat with a woman for years and believe you are interested in each other, realize in 5 minutes a meeting you're not made for each other. It's all about mutual attraction. Yeah, thank you, Mark. Yes, I agree with you completely. Even I heard like stories when man was 2 years, in real relationship, not paper letter, thing, but in real relationship, talking to a lady, and they was, planning on being together, and when he come, you know what, was no any chemistry, and he said, "Listen, I just stuck in the friend zone. I just don't have any attraction to her, and we still communicate at a good friends, but I just don't see her, being my life partner." Yeah, so that's why I said it's very important you guys do this step on when you meet and feel, each other, and see if there's chemistry out there. Well, people wanting to date their own people as fellow ethnics is nothing new. We see this also among Asians and Africans. It's not about racism, it's common that Europeans prefer opinions. Yes, thank you, the guys next door. Thank you for your comments, supportive. Yeah, it's just like, it doesn't matter about racism, it's about matter of we more open to something that well known for us, and we more close, our brain more closed, because if we don't know, there is much more fears out there, so that stop us from being even open for that experience. Okay, it's guys talk to each other. it is huge waste of time, and you're now open yourself up to being exploited. Very frequently, the ladies don't look like them photos. Some are 10 years old. No, Mark, it's a complete waste of time and money when you pay per letter website. That definitely. But when you're in a relationship with real lady, um, you know, um, when you have video calls, you can see how she looks, right? But again, I don't suggest it's a long term. As I say, these guys, just recently I was talking for 2 years, was in touch with each other, and then realized they don't have chemistry. So it can be a stage, but just not long term stage when you get to know each other in distance, having video calls, and understanding if you have life goals, the same interests, these things, basic that expectations and visions for future. But then, do next step when you meet each other, and bring your relationship on a new level. So it can be at as a stage of knowing each other before you meet, but not long. Make it like, I don't know, 2 months at a maximum right now. And that's what, when COVID hit, guys was not able to travel, and some of them who was able to build their relationship in distance, and since COVID restrictions stopped, countries being open, those who fly and meet lady, and they have now the result, they've been together, some of them married, depends on each couple differently, but but those who, when COVID, then country stop being locked down, and they still communicate to message, those couples, the relationship breaks up, because she say, I have no idea when I will be, woman say, when I will be able to meet this man in real life, and it's understandable, times doesn't work for her as well for men, so she say, I just don't feel I'm anymore in a real relationship. Before I see the reason why he cannot come, but now I don't understand why I'm in this relationship, that doesn't have any potential to see each other in future. So, it's about paper letter. When men write letters to women and receive a sweet, positive letter back, a man mentally believes they are in a relationship with this lady, but she most definitely doesn't feel the same. If you pay for this letter each back and forth, it's not a woman. Can be a woman, but in most cases it's a man. We actually did a scam school, last Sunday, I think. You can find it in my live stream previous Sunday in description below the comment I attach. And there was even our administrator who shared her experience. I didn't know. She was one day interviewed she come for the work of a translator, because she speaks good English. She wanted to find a job where she can use English, and she was offered to, to chat to scam guys, and she refused and reject this work. And she say, I was like feeling so bad when I see all of that. And the room was filled with men, like 17 teenagers, 17, 18 years old, and 90% was men. So she was, in shock, like, what's going on here? So, yeah. Love with an avatar. Yeah, I think this industry will exist. It doesn't matter, like, it will have her own clients, because there is, out there guys who is not really considering, real marriage and real person appearing in their life. They happy with this illusion relationship, that they have. It reminds me of Japan, where you can have a virtual relationship, virtual girlfriend, and a virtual marriage even with her. I showed this on one time on the channel. I wasn't shocked. But what guys said, and it's young guys, I was like, really? And they say, she's much easier to have a relationship with, she it's a program, if she's offended, I just can, in the program, okay, I can buy her, I don't know, some gift, and she switch her mood to good mood, So he said it's much easier to have a relationship with her than have a real relationship, with a real woman, with a real girl. And easy way, it's not always a real way, and sometimes it's fantasy land, like for this Japan man who is into virtual marriage, virtual relationship, and this PPR stories, it's very often men who is also choose virtual relationship instead of being in real relationship, because it's much easier, the problem is when guy think that he's in a real relationship, and when he come to Ukraine and not able to meet the lady, and that's what heartbreaking, when he's heartbreaking, when he's wallet breaking and no result, and then several years to overcome this crazy experience. So that's what make us sad. Actually, I'm from Norway. I can say that oftentimes we don't bother buying expensive cars. People with money often have other things to invest here. Yeah, I saw that. It's Norway also close to Sweden, and in Europe the same. I don't know why is that, but in Ukraine, before crisis happened in 2008, it was like really big problem. People was hunting for the stuff they are not, can not, like, it was crazy. It's like they was behaving not smart with the money, taking this. But then because of we don't have friendly loans, it's very high percent we have to interest to pay. So these things kind of stops now. But people, if they normally now have expensive car, it's just because it's not really expensive for them in most cases right now. It's what we have. But it's not about like they don't consider is an investment for them, but it's more about bringing them just joy from having toys. Okay, my taxi driver and this himself said in Ukraine is poor country, there are luxury places like in Asian countries. If you if you come to Ukraine, you was in Ukraine probably, but if these things are out there, luxury services, luxury spas, or like many like okay, I will give you example. I was on the New Year Eve when we was with I was with Joe and my family, my parents and children. I don't remember if somebody else was with us that night, and we was in Krishadik in the main street in Kiev, and we lived there at that time. And we went down to see the fireworks, and to see, to greet people with the New Year Eve. And Joe told, parents with children, maybe we'll go out, for disco or something. I say, normally, it's booked in advance and it's very hard to get. And when but I say, but okay, let's ask, just for curiosity. And when we come to the nightclub in New Year Eve, it was, I think, $1,000 just to enter, entrance fee, and per person. And Joseph said, "Listen, I don't remember if I ever heard such a price, in Canada." He was like, "It's just, some things that don't match, like Ukraine, poor country, and then you have this kind of, and it's full with people. It's a line, big line, and people pay this money. So, who is that?" And it's not, the line was a little bit was foreigners, but most of them was Ukrainian people. So if it exists, it means there is a lot of people who's willing and want to pay this money to go into, nightclub, and then you call there, you understand, you pay, extra money for having table, having something to eat, something to drink. It's not like deposit that you will spend later. So it doesn't match, like that it's a poor country, but there is, you can go to countryside of Ukraine, you can see how poor people live, farmers, but there is also a lot in big cities, there is a lot of, it's a country of contrast, where is not a lot of middle class. That's what I would describe Ukraine. My wife passed away in 2017. I have been actively looking for my last forever lady, but there in UK, they seem to have given up on life. No energy, sit and watch soaps. I'm very active, need help. Sorry to hear that your wife passed away. God bless her, or how to say, rip, yeah. Sorry, I mean, I hope she's in heaven and everything. I guess we have our, different people, able to live a different time, in our lifetime, and there is a lot of things to be grateful in our life. Yeah, it doesn't matter how long or short it was. And I just want to add that in 2000, it's already been 5 years, since it happened. If you feel that you overcome and you open, you say actively looking for my last forever lady, we will be happy to help you. All that you need to do, just go to our website, magicguaranty.com/register, and have your free consultation with us so we can get a feeling from each other whom you're looking for, and if we are willing to help you, and we'll explain how we work as well. So Nick, take us for free consultation to see if that will be something, maybe it will be a new page for you of your life. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, thank you. Or I've been here more than 1 hour. Oh my God. I even didn't see, guys. You were so active. I was blah, blah, blah. I'm not sure it's been asked already, but are people looking to get out of Ukraine now via marriage? The mother, right? Yeah, I've done a video just recently on our channel. If Ukrainian women desperate now, for relationship, and I've done this not just like from my, perception of or my, beliefs or what's going on, but I see that when we do introduction package, when we introduce men to women, I see the statistics, and how many yeses and noses, no's he has, just to be able to understand if this statistics change, and to see if women become desperate. And I see was like some profiles was amazed me, because one guy was 43 years old. He got 0 yes from 10, and another client, he's quite rich. You can see this from his letter, from his lifestyle described there, and he get only 25% acceptance rate. So it just tell you that there is no Ukrainian woman not desperate to leave, get out from Ukraine via marriage, as you write, right? They still looking for, first of all, for love, and they are able now to get out from Ukraine without marriage. All the countries now open for them in Europe. Please come. We will give you financial support. My parents, not parents, but my father still in Ukraine. My mother now with a brother, wife, and sister-in-law, of mine, with 2 children. They in Germany. They both will get separate flats, free flats, and they will get financial support from the Germany government, and they will be able to work as well. So why they need to at any price get, I don't know where, to America, for example. They just don't need this, they have all, because of this war, it's create so much support for Ukrainian people, that they don't need to be, wasting their time, and I cannot even explain, like, having a relationship which you cannot call even a relationship, like it's fake relationship, to be able to get out from Ukraine. They're able to get out and have, everything, all support needed to establish new life until they will be able to come back to Ukraine when it will be safe there. So no, my answer, no. And it's based on our experience. It's not something that just like on my mind. Yes, there is some people a little bit in corruption. Hello, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm just we are like, I think we already out of question, out of time. So I'm married already to Joseph Rickars. Yeah. So guys, I'm very grateful that you come today. You was very helpful. I see you chat to each other, answering questions. Have a great time. Thank you. And thank you for being active. I just want to one more time remind you that please subscribe to our channel, press notification bell to be updated with our new upcoming videos. And if you're thinking about finding a beautiful Ukrainian wife, it's something that on your mind, feel free to go in the description below this video. You can find the link, guaranty.com/register, to have our free consultation. Yeah, thank you, Bilanger. You was here, but you was so quiet this day and today. Yeah, and yeah, I wish you, to all of you guys, to find your soulmate, right? As always, thank you for being with me today. Bye bye. See you next Sunday. Remember, next Sunday, come. I will wait for you. Okay. Bye bye. Bye bye.